Welcome to my channel. Whatever stage of your career you might be in, whether you are someone who's studying in business school, whether you are a young working professional, you will always be asked upon to answer a few why questions. Why do you want to do an MBA? Why do you want to study from this institute? Why do you want to work for this role? Why should we hire you? And finally, why do you want to leave this job? Now, these why questions are actually absolutely essential and can make or can break your career. I've done recruiting at IITs, IIMs, ISB, and corporates for many years. And I'm going to talk from my own experience in terms of what we look at and what we don't look at from the other side of the table. My name is Sandeep Das. I am an MBA from IIM Bangalore. I'm a business leader with 12 years of experience in consulting and FMCG. So let's get this video started. One of the first whys you will incorporate in your career is in terms of why do you want to do an MBA? Let me start with answers which I do not recommend you give. So if you come and say, I want to do an MBA because I want to be an entrepreneur in the long run and an MBA will teach me and give me the right networks. The reason this is a very tricky answer is because the panelists or the faculty on the other side will give you names of so many entrepreneurs who are not MBAs. Actually, a majority of successful entrepreneurs are not MBAs, and hence this becomes a very tricky answer. The second tricky answer is if you say, I want to do an MBA because I want to work for a company, say Goldman Sachs. Now, while this might be true in your mind, it actually shows you in very poor light in front of the panel. The reason is because in the mind of the panel, you are just seeing the business school as a placement agency and you're just using them to get to a company. So this is actually a very tricky answer which you should also avoid. The third type of answer you should avoid is when you're totally honest about why you're doing an MBA. I hate my job, I hate my coding job, and hence I'm doing an MBA. I don't know what to do in life, hence I'm doing an MBA. All my friends are doing this degree, so I'm doing an MBA. I want to make more money, so I'm doing this MBA. While this might be true for 80% of the cases in terms of the real drivers for doing the degree, it's probably advisable that you don't mention this in your interview. So what's a good answer? A good answer is typically to say you want to build a corporate career and an MBA will give you the right brand, the right network, and the right education. Now, if you are someone who genuinely wants to be an entrepreneur and seeing the MBA is a good stepping stone on that journey, then I recommend you go with the entrepreneur story, but be prepared for a lot of counter questions from the other side. The next why you will typically encounter is when a panelist will ask you, why do you want to come to this campus? This is typically asked to people, say, who have 6 to 7 calls from business school. This is a very tricky question, and how should you answer this? Now, whichever interview you go to, whether it's a business school or a company, you should do some research on that place and say, this is why the campus appeals to me. So for instance, you could say a campus appeals to you because it's geographically very well located, or because you like the exchange program, or the focus on extracurricular activities, or the type of companies that come to campus. Now, certain panelists will still push you a little more and say, so if you convert all your calls, say if you're someone who has calls from all top IIMs, all 6-7 top IIMs, which one will you take up? Now, this is very tricky, and if you're sitting in an IIM Indore interview, it's highly unlikely if you get IIM Indore and IIM Ahmedabad that you will actually tell the panelists that I'm going to choose IIM Indore over IIM Ahmedabad. If you actually say that, the panelists will think you are lying. Now, if you're pushed to answer such a question, you should typically take a safe route and say that you are happy with all the calls, and the first institute that gives you the admit is what you will probably take. With this, we come to the end of this video. If you have any questions, please do reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'll try and answer as many as I can. Do subscribe to this channel. If you like this video, do like this video. You can also see the other videos I have created for this channel. Until next time, take care.